Jibba jabba jibba jibba jabba jibba boxing right here on the Double RT Boxing Show. I'm with your host, Mr.A. Jibba jabba jibba. For all you Fat Albert fans out there. And if you have no idea what the fuck Fat Albert is, you have no idea what the fuck I was doing. So start over for those new ones who are lost in the sauce. This is the Double RT Boxing Show, the Ready Talk Boxing Show. I'm your host, Mr.A. And that what you just saw was a nice little tribute to the 80s cartoons, Fat Albert. Now, this fight right here, super featherweight contest, 12 rounds. This one, folks, if you've been following the Double RT Boxing Show for the year and a half it has been created, I've been talking about this weight class. I like this weight class. And you've been knowing, at one point, I was a strong believer that Jono Carroll could beat Tevin Farmer. But why did I suddenly change? Why am I on the fence on this fight? Why do I not feel so confident? It's not that Jono has gotten worse or showed any kinks. It's what I have seen, the improvements of Tevin Farmer. He's the same boxer. But just like he's been saying in his post-fight interviews, the fact that he started boxing so late, he was learning on the job. And part of learning on the job is sitting on punches, power shots. His delivery is being delivered with more power. His punches are being delivered with more power. So with the footwork and his, like I said, the only problem I had with Tevin Farmer when I was first made this fight was, does he have enough to keep Jono Carroll off him? He's a far better footwork, punch selection, punch weaponry. At some point in a 12-round fight comes to a point where the boxer versus the brawler has to get that brawler puncher to respect, has to stand his ground. Now, how many moments does that happen in a 12-round fight? It's up to the mover to kind of dictate that and control that. But when those moments happen, I wasn't too confident in Farmer having enough to get Jono's respect. But watching Farmer's last fights, I know Billy Dib got a little better, but he started really sitting down on these Tennessee shots. He showed a good combination, delivered like a good 4-punch combination with power on him throughout the combination, and then he showed how to vary the delivery of the power in his combination. So it's just not all power. It's not all pity pat. He's power with pity pats, power, all power. Tevin Farmer has evolved into mixing power into his offense. Now, if he could just smooth out the transition from offense to defense, not one or the other, that next involvement of him, he's going to be even more difficult task in the ring than what he already brings to the contest. Now, like I said, all that footwork, punch selection, punch variation, I think Tevin Farmer is the goods. I really do. I think he beats Tank. But why am I on the fence with Jono Carroll? Pressure. Pressure makes people act fast. Some people can't turn that shit into the Matrix and slow it down and see what's coming. Some people just see a fucking freight train and don't know they can move left and right and get out the way. They just see a freight train and they fucking stand there stuck like, oh shit, a train's coming. So, some people see like, oh shit, Jono Carroll's coming. Oh fuck, he's coming with these punches. And they just throw a high guard and just stand there and eat that shit up. Farmer is going to see this Jono train and be like, oh shit, a fucking train's coming to smash me. Good thing I could get out the way to the left or to the right, you know? So it's fuck, dude. I like Jono's style. I like the way he comes in behind a jab. Some people just walk themselves in and try and beat your ass, but he comes in behind a jab. But on his last fight, in that draw against Francois, I picked him to easily win that fight, considering the big opportunity that was ahead of him, this Farmer fight. Now, he's lucky Farmer heard him talking this shit and granted him a voluntary defense, because that was the fight in the draw was for the final IBF eliminator, and that winner was supposed to get Tevin Farmer. So, sucks for Guliman to really probably squeak out a victory in that fight. You know, Jono probably should have lost that fight, you know, by a hair margin. Probably should have lost that fight by a draw. It's like the Lara and Castellano. It's either or. It's a skinny version of that fight, you know, skinny hair in that fight. Guliman and Francois and Jono Carroll. It's thin hair in that fight. So Jono Carroll got that draw. Still, as Deontay Wilder says, Tevin Farmer's going to bless his ass with a title shot. 2 southpaws. I don't know who got the reach, but I'm pretty sure Tevin Farmer's. I'm not too sure how long his arms are, but the way he carries 67-inch reach. I don't know how fucking long 67 reach is, but the way he carries his arms, they look kind of short. He's always compact and turning. I'm pretty sure he's gonna have the reach over Jono. Like I said, the only thing I had Tevin Farmer losing before was I didn't think he had the punch on his part. Now that he has this pop that he's bringing into his fights, I think his movement is going to be too much for Jono. And I think he's going to beat Jono. I had Jono winning this fight about a year ago. But now with the new punching coming into Tevin Farmer, I think Tevin Farmer should pull this off with some foot movement and the right. What he does, he picks you apart. He lets you come in. He'll turn, you get your points, and eventually, once he starts breaking you down or just getting his points, he'll start trying to be the aggressive. That's what I'm interested in. That's the story within this fight. We know Tevin Farmer has the better footwork. We know he could spin Jono around, score the points, and take this with an easy decision. Like I said, can Tevin Farmer take this a step further than just getting Jono's respect here and there? Can he put Jono on the back foot and like enforce his way? Can he really not just dictate around, just change the fight? Can he put Jono on the back foot? Jono cuts. He's been cut the last 2 fights pretty bad. You know, referee and doctor's been close to stopping fights. Maybe Jono might get cut and Tevin Farmer starts aiming at it. You know, that's the story within this fight I want to see. Can Tevin Farmer, with this new power insurgent into his offense, can he put Jono on the back foot, the aggressor? Let's see, and we'll find out on the post-fight recap of Tevin Farmer and Jono Carroll right here on the Ready Talk Boxing Show with your host, Mr. A.